Three shooting deaths in as many days have brought the homicide count in St. Vincent and the Grenadines so far this year to 44. The first of the three killings occurred around 9 a.m. on Friday when Cornelius Haaka, aka Brent, was gunned down on the Young Island dock at Villa. Eyewitness News was reliably informed that Haaka was sitting on a concrete block when a white car drove into the area. A male suspect exited the car on the same side that Haaka was sitting and fired over a dozen rounds at Haaka before re-entering the vehicle, which drove away. Videos and photos of the crime scene circulated via social media showed a piece of cardboard with the words "When you owe, you pay" written in red near Haksha's body. There have been conflicting reports about the origin of the sign. Some sources said it had been used by the vendors in the area to encourage their customers to pay. However, one person who claimed to have witnessed the killing told Eyewitness News that the killer left the sign after shooting Haksha. The second shooting victim is Ilani John, aka Bolo of Fairburn Pasture. John's body was found in a neighbor's yard sometime after 6 a.m. Saturday. He is believed to have been killed around 2 a.m. when residents of the community reported hearing around 8 gunshots in two bursts of 4 rounds each. John is believed to have fled his home after being attacked mere hours after having been discharged from hospital with gunshot injuries suffered 4 days earlier. In the first attack, John had sustained gunshot injuries to his shoulders and arms. John made national headlines in April 2019 when he was jailed for 8 years for injuring another prisoner 2 years earlier. John had lifted up the other inmate and slammed him to the ground twice, resulting in paralysis from the chest down.
What I can tell you based on what I'm hearing here from residents, I have not heard anybody say anything positive about this young man. People seem to be relieved that he's no longer a member of the community. They described him as a menace. They said that he would come into people's yards, look at them with what we describe as a screw face, just look at them very sternly with a cutlass. They also said that he was in the habit of peeping at women who were changing in their homes and generally threatening people. One person said that the worst thing you could have done if you saw him walking in the street was to laugh, even if you were not laughing at him or anything related to him, because he would want to react to you in a violent way.
Then, on Sunday, sometime after midday, police responded to a report of a shooting death in Edinburgh. Officers found the body of 36-year-old Romano Durham lying at the side of the road. Eyewitness News understands that Durham was under a canopy adjoining a shop when a gunman approached and opened fire. Durham fell in the road, and the attackers stood over him and fired several rounds into his body, killing him at the scene. Sources in the know told Eyewitness News that some of Durham's relatives picked him up and brought him back under the shed. However, someone is said to have commented that Durham was already dead and asked why he had brought a body under the shed. Durham's body was then moved back to a grassy area at the other side of the road. In 2007, Durham, then 19 years old, was jailed for 3 years for possession of a revolver and 2 rounds of ammunition without a license. Then in 2018, Durham was charged with unlawfully discharging a firearm at another man in Edinburgh. Durham is the second person killed this year in the Edinburgh Otley Hall area while sitting under a shed. On March 19, Cameron Miller, aka Boogie, was shot in the head and killed while sitting under a shed sometime after 11 a.m. The West Kingston communities have recorded at least 3 brazen daytime killings this year. On June 29, Ekran Edwards was shot and killed in Otley Hall while driving a minivan that serviced the Kingston-Otley Hall route. The 3 killings on the weekend have brought to 14 the number of people slain in St. Vincent and the Grenadines since September 27. On Monday, leader of the opposition Godwin Friday spoke to the homicide situation in the country.
In 2022, but we had a record number 42 killings, most of them by gunshot in this country, right? Last year, 2023, That was 55. They said 3 of them were police shootings, but there's still shootings, there's still homicides. And then this year so far, 44 we know of, and we are now just in the middle of November. And there seems to be a tendency now within the government and the police and whomever to just basically take this statistic and whatever information they have and proceed as if this is normal. How the hell could it be normal in a country of 100,000 people that you're having over 40 homicides in the past 3 years?
Investigators have brought charges in connection with 12 of the homicides this year, and at least 2 of the killings were at the hands of police during the execution of their duties. Kenton Chance, Eyewitness